Good day and welcome to the news for today. I'm Willing Abba, your presenter for this very channel. Heading to the news, which says federal government disburses cash to 15,768 households in Anambra. The federal government, through the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, has resumed payment of conditional cash transfer to 15,768 vulnerable households in Anambra. Mr. Ralph Enukora, head of Unit Anambra State Cash Office, said the beneficiaries cut across 11 of the 21 local government areas of the state. Enukora says the payment started with 6 pilot local government areas considered poorest in the state, including Akwa North, Anambra West, Ihiala, and Orumba South. He said the program has been extended to 5 more local government areas, which include Akwa South, Onitsha North, and Anambra East, to accommodate more beneficiaries. The unit head said the register of beneficiaries was generated by a sister organization, the Social Operation Coordinating Unit, which goes to village and ward to generate data on vulnerable households. He said that the payment was made every 2 months, with beneficiaries getting 10,000 in addition to any arrears for those not paid in previous months. Enukora assured all beneficiaries of the payment and commended the federal government for providing the framework for effective implementation of the program. The federal government is paying the beneficiaries of the conditional cash transfer as a social intervention program of the Buhari administration. Every month, the poor and vulnerable households are paid 5,000 naira, and in Anambra, we have a total of 15,768 beneficiaries spread across 11 local governments. A beneficiary, Mr. Sunday, said the money will go a long way. Nwana said though the 10,000 naira will not be enough for him to set up a cottage business, but it was a huge relief for him and his family. We thank the federal government for the program and urge to continue, saying that the gesture meant a lot for the poor. Also speaking, Mrs. Regina Obike expressed joy for receiving the money as it will help her increase her small business. Onwandu said the National Cash Transfer Office has begun the digitalization of the payment process such that ATM cards will be provided for the beneficiaries. He said the process has been activated in some local governments including Ihiala, Akwa North, Orumba South, and will be extended to others. When the cards are activated, the beneficiaries can access the money through the bank ATM and other financial services provider for easy withdrawal of their money upon verification, he said. The News Agency of Nigeria reports that the initiative is part of the social intervention program of President Muhammadu Buhari administration aimed at providing support for the most vulnerable. Alright, my people, that is it for the news you just received. The federal government disburses cash to 15,768 households in Anambra. The question is, why is it now? Why is it now that the federal government decided to give money to the poor people in Anambra State? And why is it only Anambra? Are they the only poorest people in the community? Or is it because election is coming, they are about to bribe, because that's their slogan, bribing and corruption? There are other states in other regions where there are poor masses, there are poor people suffering that they can't even afford water to drink. Why is it only Anambra that they are deciding to give them 5,000 naira each month to help them and their families? Alright, my people, what's your thoughts and opinion? We'd love you to share it with us in the comment section below. Heading to the other news, which is Senate panel rejects Buhari's $700 million loan request for water projects. The Senate Committee on Local and Foreign Debt on Wednesday rejected the President Major General Muhammadu Buhari's loan request to the National Assembly for suitable urban and rural water supply, sanitation and hygiene under the Ministry of Water Resources. The development happened 24 hours after the Ministry of Health appeared before the committee to seek approval for $200 million for the procurement of mosquito nets and malaria medicines. Members of the panel took a turn to fault the loan for sustainable urban and rural water supply, sanitation and hygiene. They asked the officials of the Ministry of Water Resources, led by the Permanent Secretary Mrs. Esther Didi, to furnish the committee with an update on loans collected so far for the water project in the ministry. The chairman of the committee, Senator Clifford Odia, said 3 different loans has been approved for various water projects. Odia said $450 million for the Ministry for Water project being financed African Development Bank and another $6 million loan under the Integrated Program for Development financed by African Development Bank and the Gurara Water Project. You need to tell us what you are doing with the $700 million for water project. The committee therefore agreed to summon the Minister of Water Resources, Adamu Suleiman, to appear to give an explanation on the loans and state of loans collected so far. Speaking against the loan, Senator Obinna Ogba said he will be against grant approval for the loan because some loans have been collected for water project and yet to be settled. He said, "This particular loan, I don't support this one again. Enough is enough." Also kicking against the loan, Senator Ibrahim demanded the criteria for selecting the benefiting states. He added that details provided by the permanent secretary were not enough to justify the loan. The senator said, "What is the criteria for selecting benefiting states? The detail you are providing is not enough. What are the projects you want to do with $640 million and how many water projects are you going to do? You are giving each state $3 million to develop personal capacity. Do we need loan to do this function?" Senator Sani Musa, while rejecting the loan request, advised the committee to look at all the requests and pick the necessary one. The Niger senator said, "We should look at the loan and take the ones that are necessary, and we should abandon the ones that are not necessary. We need to look at it very critically." Senator Bima Enanyi also protested against the request for $700 billion loan and demanded to know the state of the Kurara project from the ministry. The senators appeared not to be convinced with the permanent secretary's explanation on the previous loan approved for water projects. She told the committee that the sustainable urban and rural water supply, sanitation and hygiene will last for 5 years. She said $640 million will be used for the project while $60 million was for the capacity building. The proposal was negotiated with the World Bank on April 2021 and was approved at the Federal Executive Council on August 11, 2021. States that will benefit from the $700 million loan from World Bank are Delta, Ekiti, Gombe, Imo, Kaduna, Katsina, and Plateau, with counterpart funding $175 million. Alright, my people, that is it for the news we just received. Panel rejects Buhari's $700 million loan request for water supply. In this country, the rich are getting richer while the poor are getting poorer. What's happening? Which one is $700 million for water supply projects? How many boreholes are here? How many water supplies are here in the rural areas? Some places you go, you won't even find any good water to drink. Some places you go, it's only this stream water they do drink. I think the government are just finding a way to add money into their pockets by bringing some so-called project requests. Well, we don't know your thoughts and opinion. We would love you to drop it with us, to share it with us in the comment section below. In case you haven't subscribed, we would love you to do so. Please click on the subscribe button below and click on the bell by the side so that whenever we drop our content, you'll be the first person to get notified. Thanks for staying tuned to this very last moment, and God bless you.